my actual rallying started as far back as 71, when I bought a second-hand rally car with my cousin. Markku Alén was already doing very well in those days, and you know, I was admiring him how well he was doing, and I thought that I'm just one of those Mr. Averages, you know, for the rest of my life.
Far from being one of those Mr. Averages, today Ari Vatanen is one of the top 5 rally drivers in the world.
Well, it was 74 I actually had my first success, but for some time nothing happened until a man called John Thomas from Maesteg in Wales. He wrote to me because he had written a little bit of myself in, I think in Motory News, that I would like to come to England. So he contacted local Opel dealer and wrote me saying that if I come over to England with my Ascona, he would co-drive for me, and he has got a sponsorship worth of 300 quid. And so we came here. But let's say generally, when I came to England for the first time, I mean, when you come from Scandinavia, you think that it's pretty dirty, and you know, I must say that my first impression wasn't that great before I got used to it, and before I got used to English way of life. And I must say that the longer I was here, more I liked. And you know, England, so let's say if I consider any other place to live outside of Finland, it would be England.
Newcastle, England, on a dank morning in February, the start of the first round of the 1980 RAC Open Rally Championship, the Mintex.
So, Ari, typical English weather again here.
Yeah, it is. You know, it forces me to wear these galoshes again. You know, it's always like this. I can't help it.
Driving his Rothmans Rally team car, the British International Championship is once again Ari Vatanen's goal. But to win it, he'll have to wrest the laurels from the fastest loose surface driver in the world, his compatriot Hannu Mikkola. The conditions could scarcely show off both men's techniques to greater effect.
We're going faster than we can see, so we're not going to go any quicker at all. You find somebody's taking 3 seconds a mile off you, and then you look at Vatanen and people like that, and they're taking 4, 5, 6 seconds a mile. They've either got completely different dyes or no brain.
Vatanen is being co-driven by David Richards.
So he's 2 minutes behind us. Yes. McRae is 3 minutes behind. But we don't know about Rutherford. No.
Driving an Escort for the first time on an international, Willie Rutherford is the sensation of the rally.
We've been going very sensibly, actually. Just getting confidence in the car, particularly some of this really fast stuff where it's cresting and you're sweeping slightly left, for example. It just goes straight through, whereas the Mazda will be sort of pulling a cigarette lighter out and this sort of thing to equalise the balance and try and get it back out of the trees.
Henry, what sort of night have you had?
Foggy.
The fog's been the same for everyone, though.
Yes, it is, but we are not using the maps.
What do you mean?
Well, the English drivers and co-drivers are using some kind of maps where they can read about long straights and things like that, and we are not using that because we don't have experience.
Some of the drivers apparently co-drivers have been reading off a map, and others haven't. What does Jim do for you? Did you?
Well, where it's helpful, he tries, but you know, when it is a strange road, then you really are relying on sometimes very old maps and not to be recommended.
The marked map controversy is one which will rage all year, but the real battle in the forests will never be won from the rule books. Merely staying on the road in these conditions is for many something of an achievement reflected in the special stage times.
Very slow indeed. To start with because of the driver, and towards the end because of the terrible misty weather.
The driver?
Yes. You know, I think I take up farming.
But this is part of rallying, though.
It is part of the rallying, but you know, every coin has got 2 sides, hasn't it?
Indeed,
yes.
It is. But is it the mud, you mean, and the rain?
Yeah, and you know, visibility 10 meters, yeah.
It's the same for everybody, though.
Oh, exactly, you know, we don't mind, but it's very wearing. And
could Ari be suffering from fatigue, or is there something else? Jimmy McRae thinks he has the answer.
A lot of the stages have been regraded, you know, and they're very loose in the top. It's just pure mud in places. We thought we'd going on to narrower tyres to try and get better grip, but I think they would be even worse.
Tight timing isn't helping matters either.
I think the organisers are trying to toughen up a bit, are they? Yeah?
So, yes, they're winning as well.
The Mintex turns into a two-man battle, with Ari having to give best to Hannu.
Do you know how far behind Hannu you are?
1.5 minutes at least.
Are you just maintaining that gap?
Yeah, that's the part. When Hannu doesn't take it seriously, then he can maintain the gap here. And when he takes it seriously, then he pulls away. It's just so good.
Good, yes. Brilliant, even. And in a forest escort, devastating to the opposition. Yet, when it comes to opening the champagne, he's a non-starter, despite all the practice.
Here we go. Obviously had a high rock. Now, watch yourselves. And it's not the first time Hannu's done this. I mean, he doesn't know what to do with bottles of champagne. Come on, Hannu! There we go! No! Hey!
I was told that there's only one rally driver in England, Roger Clark, in those days. But then there turned out to be a couple of other ones as well. But I should say that in those days, particularly, the standard of rallying, forgetting those few top ones, it wasn't that high in England. So it was relatively easy to get on well. There has been a boost in rallying as far as standard of it is concerned. There are more teams around in England, particularly. In those days it was only Ford and nothing else really. But now we have many other teams, which is of course good for the sport. But on the other hand, the cost of this rallying is really escalating, so it's much harder for private driver.
Some of the finest rally cars of recent years have been built and rebuilt here. From his workshops in West London, David Sutton has developed a thriving international business for producing top-class rally cars. In 1980, he manages the Rothmans rally team.
Okay.
David, this is Ari's car, is it, for the RAC, is it?
Yes, this is the actual car I'll be driving.
You've had a very successful year with Ari this year, haven't you?
Well, he's had 8 second places, and we think that it's reliability and consistency that win championships. So we're very satisfied with his results indeed.
In fact, this has got to be one of your best ever seasons.
It's the best year we've ever had in the history of the company, yes. We try and give him everything that he wants. We know the specification that he likes to have, the type of steering wheel he likes, the type of suspension or engine specification he likes. And once he's sat in the car and tested it, he rarely complains at all throughout the event.
What particular things does he like, then? Well, what are his special things you have to do for him?
He's very fussy about the position of his seat because he's very tall and very slim. He's very fussy about the position of the pedals because he's got long legs. And he's very particular about the position of his steering wheel because on some steering wheels his legs, in fact, do come up behind the steering wheel. But we know the specification that he likes, and sometimes, you know, we can build the car exactly how he wants it without even referring to it.
The Circuit of Ireland, scene of some epic tussles in the past, is about to witness one of the all-time greats. Vatanen versus McRae, Escort versus Chevette, Finn versus Scott.
This is a new HSR Chevette. It has a different gearbox, different axle location, and slightly wider arches, which means we can use wider wheels.
That means you can go quicker?
Well, I hope so.
A dusty duel in the sun unfolds through the pastoral lanes of Ulster and Eire, spurred on by huge support from every bank, hedgerow and vantage point. Yet despite the pressure, Vatanen still seems to have time to pose for photographers and wave at the crowd, which is all very well and very endearing, but if you're not very careful...
What about the chap who fell in the mud at the gate? Yes, right? Yes, his wife wasn't too pleased, but he's all right. What sort of day have you had, anyway?
Very warm, nice, fast. Losing a little bit to Simi McRae.
Why?
Because he's driving so well. Very well indeed. He's a very good driver, particularly seems to be here in Ireland. And of course, car is up to his capabilities as well.
Psychologically, when there's somebody ahead, does that urge you to go quicker?
I think so. I think it does. You know, it gives you that wee bit, especially when they're running in front. You know, you've got the benefit of knowing that if they've made a mistake, then at least you can slow back. Whereas if they're running behind you, you don't know what they're doing.
This morning, you've been consistently taking time off him, have you?
Yes, I think with the exception of 2 stages, we've taken time off them in each one.
That's it. Come on, Jimmy, mate.
When the lead is only 60 seconds, it doesn't really make a difference whether you are leading or it's still, the pressure is on both of us all the time. So I cannot really, relax.
Jimmy took 2 seconds off you of that last stretch. Is Ari going flat out?
Well, there's a certain limit you get to, and beyond that limit you're just taking very big chances, and at this minute in time we don't intend to sort of take the very big chances. We're going as flat out as we would like to at this moment. There's not a lot left.
The pressure's on Ari at the moment to stay in front, but I think if we can overtake him, then certainly the pressure will be on me, but I think I'll be confident that we can keep these stage times up.
What's Ari like to be with under a situation like this?
He's very cool, he's very calm about it, and very thinks about things, so nothing's irrational. It's all sort of right, let's not get too worried about it, and no, very sensible.
The duel reaches its climax with the 2 men separated by no more than a handful of seconds. Then, during the final night, Vatanen makes a rare mistake, leaving McRae to cruise home to a well-deserved victory and a familiar sound.
There's been rumours lately that you're beginning to lose interest in rallying. Is this true?
Well, if one journalist writes in one paper that I'm getting disinterested, that's not the end of the world, is it? And but of course, rallying has never been the most important thing in my life. And it's definitely not now.
What is the most important thing then?
In my life, my faith, the God. That's where your life can be grounded, not on rallying.
Ari, at 28, is now a family man. At the age of 27, he married Rita. And on the 7th of May 1980, the eve of the Welsh Rally, Ari became a father.
It is sad in a way that I have to be so much away from home, but on the other hand, this is really the only work I can do, and I'm able to do at the moment. I can't imagine of being in any other kind of job, so I have to sacrifice a little bit for this. But when I get home, I just simply try to spend time with my family, and I want to spend as little time as possible outside of home, really.
The return of the proud father to Wales was accompanied by more than just the usual dust, noise and mayhem of modern rallying. Ari had brought with him a new determination. Hannu Mikkola was again his biggest threat.
We are fighting with Ari very much, and he's leading a few seconds now.
I was trying to suggest that he would hold these positions till the end of the rally, but Hannu didn't agree. Maybe he's going to have a go at me.
But at the moment you're managing to stay ahead, though, obviously.
Well, 4 seconds is absolutely nothing, but, keeps it exciting. some rules on the road. So I hit it and Hannu hit it, and so we have identical driving lines.
Where was this?
Run down.
If you want to try them,
Or rat now, something like that.
we've got some clear lenses if you want to try them later.
Okay.
Driving at the peak of his form once more, it's quite clear that an addition to the family can do wonders for your confidence. And on the Welsh, the tables are turned. Vatanen is in command.
Harry, congratulations.
Thank you.
Fantastic weekend for you. Your wife gives birth to a baby, a girl, now you win the Welsh Rally. How do you feel?
Yeah, well, I mean, anybody can win the Welsh Rally, but to have a 9.5 pound, girl, that's something. Yeah. I have always said that I don't really have, ambitious in a way you mean it. I just want to do my job as well as I can, and if I then, manage to win the rallies, if I manage to win the World Championship one day, I don't mind, they are the side effects, but I take every rally as it comes and I try to do my best at that point of time.
Here we go, folks.
Ari's best will lead him to the top, but he has to consider his path beyond there.
My father was a farmer, and when you are a farmer, you are part of nature, really. You plant your crops and things, and you see them grow, and you cannot really say that how well you want them to grow. You really feel that then the life is in a bigger hand, and when you get the harvest, you really feel satisfied, and that is the sort of work I would like to do later.
Do you think a lot of people are missing a lot out of life then by not having your outlook?
Well, it's I'm not the one to judge anybody else's life, but that's how it has turned out to be in my case. But let's say generally that people miss out if they don't stop to think about life.
Ari consolidates his Welsh victory by winning the rugged Acropolis and then returns for the Scottish.
Ari is in very good mood to drive, and this bad luck he had very long time. I think he has sorted out his driving, and he has got the confidence, so he will be really a difficult man to beat.
Hannu is incredibly difficult to beat, even if we could beat him, and it's more important than a championship situation on this rally for us.
So you're hoping to clinch the championship, in fact, on this event?
Well, I must admit, it would, I could secure it here.
Two events that I was set out to win this year was the circuit and this one, so we've got the circuit over. We're going to try hard for this one. It's a very rough and gruelling event. I think the secret is to be there at the end and try and be in a decent position. I don't think you could drive flat out in this event from start to finish.
With the sheep out of his way, Hannu is in no mood to hang around, and over the ruthlessly sharp flints that abound on Scotland's forest stages, Ari, returned from the euphoria of his first ever World Championship win, is relegated to second. Mikkola is getting his revenge.
Vatanen leading, he's just going like a train now, but who's second, I wouldn't like to say. Kulang's going quite quickly. You know, we're going reasonably. Hopefully we're in just about second place.
Someone else going very quickly is Cumbria's Malcolm Wilson, despite problems.
How's it going? We had 2 punches on the last stage and we feel we've broken the front suspension, so we're going to have to change the front suspension.
Very few of those drivers who are really trying escape the carnage of punctures, which each year on this rally provide the tyre companies with as many headaches as they do sales.
You're running 15th car, you know, there's more rocks and things to hit. It's pretty difficult. We had 2 punctures yesterday, which dropped us a minute and a half. We're up to 9th, now we're back to 11th, so it's just one of these things.
The strain of a grueling drive overnight, combined with the after effects of the tough Acropolis rally the previous week, begins to show as Ari arrives at the breakfast halt early on Sunday.
Morning, Ari.
Morning, morning.
What sort of night have you had?
Slow night.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, driving slowly.
You're still second, though?
Yes, just about. But they're catching up fast, so I don't know how long we will be second.
Why have you been driving slowly?
It's a holiday time for me, not a rallying time.
I see. What's happened down here, Ari?
Mine off. No time lost.
No time lost?
No.
So what's your tactics for the rest of the rally, then?
Well, try to wake up.
Another man who's finding fatigue hard to shake off is Malcolm Wilson, who is nevertheless setting the rally alight with a performance to equal the Finns.
Malcolm, you're looking a bit knackered.
You know, is that how you put it?
Pretty tough night, is it?
Yeah, it's been very hard. I don't know why. It seems a lot harder than the Welsh, and we've just done the same amount. I can't understand it.
If the Scottish rally is taking its toll of drivers, then so too is it taking its toll in mechanical terms. Special Stage 21 begins to resemble a parking lot for broken-down rally cars. As first, the Saab of Stig Blomqvist expires with a broken drive shaft. And then it's Tim Bryce's turn, as his Escort's engine expires with an air-conditioned block.
The oil pressure's been up and down all day, and unfortunately just coming up the hill there, something's let go in the engine, and that's it, we're out.
Hey, bye!
As Roger Clark's TR7 goes by, Blomqvist's Swedish co-driver Bjorn Cederborg is acting as part-time traffic warden.
Well, we can park at least 3 more here.
To win rallies, you've got to get to the end of them, and any driver to win has to have an ultra-reliable car, and we've managed to produce that for him this year.
To start with, I wasn't very interested in driving. I must confess that. I don't know why. Maybe the Acropolis was catching me out now, and but then yesterday I got it going a bit better.
And what about today then? You're just going to...
Yeah, cruising along today. Have a nice day now. Pleasant.
Would you have liked to have increased your lead on Ari then, if you could have done?
Not really, but you know, it's 2 minutes, a little bit over 2 minutes. It's just the time what it takes to change the tire. You know, so that's the thing what I have to keep.
The champagne is only just around the corner for Hannu, but as he heads towards another grueling session with the cork, the Rothmans Manx will mark the finale to Vatanen's triumphant year.
He got to it. It's going to happen anyway. There it goes. Congratulations, Hanu. Another successful copy. Another successful...
50, easy right. 150, flat left over brow.
The Isle of Man hosts a rally different from all the others. The Rothmans Manx is a rally with its own unique code.
50, caution, tightens left, maybe over brow.
On pace note events, we're allowed to look at the stages beforehand, and we write a very precise series of notes of the stages. The notes describe every single bend, its angle, and then the distance between the bends. So when it comes to the rally itself, it's my responsibility then to read the notes back to Ari in the sort of context of the road as it sort of comes up. Obviously, you're a couple of corners ahead, just to anticipate everything that the driver's wanting to know about round the next corner.
Right, left, 50, flat left, 20 right. 50, slippy flat right maybe. 70, flat right, 50, flat left.
The numbers are all the distances, sort of approximate distances in metres, and then everything else is a basic description on left and right, a variable on left and right. So you've got sort of from minus left and hairpin left, which are the very tight corners, right the way through the scale to absolute left, which is absolutely flat out as it sounds.
Absolute left, 150, flat left of a brow, 50 brow, 250, double caution, narrow medium left.
It gives me a lot more responsibility instead of sitting there like in the forest where there's not an awful lot I can do. Here on this rally, really, if, for instance in fog, the driver's literally driving on the instructions from the co-driver. You've almost got hold of the steering wheel.
And K right maybe. 120, left, right.
When you have a professional co-driver, he's not on your way of winning. But if you have a bad co-driver, he can make mistakes and jeopardize good driver's chances.
This morning it was raining and now it's stopped, so we thought we'd change from intermediate tyres onto slicks. It could be worth a couple of seconds a mile with these tyres against intermediate ones.
Do you prefer wet or dry conditions? Do you have any preference?
I definitely prefer dry, yes.
So it looks like it's drying out then. So
well, I hope so. That's a gamble we take anyway. So.
And who is going to be the man to beat?
Well, at least this time it is the British one, Tony Bond, definitely. I mean, he will have the edge over the rest of us.
All these guys are very good. It's going to be the man who just gets his act together and happens to be on the right tyres at the right time.
If we get some twisty stages, I think we can beat the TR, but on the open stages is power, we're struggling. But we'll just need to keep our fingers crossed.
One carburettor not working properly on the engine the first couple of stages, but the mechanics have sorted it now and it's okay.
We lost, actually even 2 minutes in the stage snap, so... Tony Bond caught us on the previous stage, he left 2 minutes behind us and still he caught us, so we lost 2 minutes on that stage.
How many petrol?
8 gallons.
It's okay.
Another couple of minutes, please. Just 2 more minutes.
I think realistically my chances of winning have gone, but still I can give them a bit of stick here.
How's it going this morning for you so far?
Slowly in the middle of the road, little champion. I want a little more power.
Some might not have enough power, but John Weatherly's quite happy.
Never had this power car on a proper tarmac rally. We're going on the safe side of flat out, yes. The dangerous side of flat out comes later.
There are, of course, a number of other ways of attacking a bend. There's the no-nonsense, safety-first BSM-style three-point turn, as demonstrated here by Mr. Vatanen. Then there's the Godfrey Jones Group 1 approach, not exactly to be recommended. Graham Elsmore employs a bit of West Country brawn, while Godfrey's brother David keeps it neat. Malcolm Patrick takes a leaf out of David Jones' book, but it's left to the Irish to steal the show, as John Lyons proves that a Polish Polonaise can go almost anywhere. Pond in the mighty TR7 dominates the Manx, but Vatanen in his Rothmans Rally Team car is fighting back up through the field.
Do you know how much time you took off Pond on that one?
Well, nearly 20 seconds. But I think he had some incidents maybe.
So you're going to be able to maintain this, do you think?
Well, let's see how it goes. It's very much you know, I drive according to conditions. If it starts raining and, you know, maybe I back off, there's no point in trying too hard. But, you know, when I enjoy driving, then I will have a go.
But you're obviously enjoying it this morning?
Yes, very much so. That was due to incompleted wrecking.
Incomplete wrecking?
Yes. Well, and due to the fact that we were trying a little bit too hard.
What did you hit, in fact?
Well, we demolished one bank.
We don't hit things, we demolish things.
All still okay?
Yes.
Nearly all over now?
Yeah, well, a bit more to do, isn't there?
A couple more stages?
Yes, well, hope it's going to behave itself.
What's the matter? Head reverser couldn't get out.
Jimmy McRae is in the process of losing second place to the charging Finn in the Rothmans Escort. The Chevette is a forlorn victim to a series of mechanical mishaps, as depressing as the steadily falling rain.
Jim, what do you have to do on the stage? Did you actually stop on the stage, did you?
Yeah, the car stopped and we didn't know what it was, changed the ignition pack, then found out that the rotor arm and the distributor had broken up.
But you changed it yourself?
Changed it yourself, But the engine, was red hot.
And I think we lost around about 6.5 minutes to Tony. And it drops us down now to third place, I think, behind Ari, about 2 minutes behind him.
So after a totally dominant drive, Tony Pond powers on to be Manx Meister once again. A fine result to crown all those hard weeks of practice. For Ari, a storming climb through the field results in second place. More than good enough to ensure him of his second British title just 5 years after he first arrived in Britain. An unknown and unknowing Finnish youth in a battered Opel. Times have indeed changed.
4 years ago I won my first British Championship, and it is already 4 years ago, and I feel that it was like yesterday. And that thing and many other things make me to realize how quickly the life goes past, really, here on the earth. And therefore, recently I have realized that it is how wrong it is if for example, if in my life the priority number one was rallying, and I feel there's, I feel that we are created by God, all the human beings, and we are not only meant to live 70 years, which is very, very short time indeed. We are meant to live in the eternity, and in today's world, in this busy business and in this busy life in nowadays, you know, we very easily we only think about this life, you know, from day by day basis, and not any further. And you know, the God and His plan for my life comes first, and let's say marriage comes next, and then comes the rallying. But still, I want to do my rallying as well as I can.